right.
We started without you.
Yeah, we apologize for starting a few minutes without you guys, but we're talking about age word problems using variables. And if we don't know how old someone is, we use a variable to define it. So Rocco is how old, guys, right now?
We don't know. It's R.
R.
7 years.
Okay. Now, how old will Rocco be in 7 years?
R plus 7.
Now that's 7 times.
Oh, yeah, R plus 7.
R
It'll
plus
be
7.
7 years from now. He's going to be R plus 7 years old.
It's a good age.
But we don't know what R is, so it's a silly statement, Alex.
What was 100?
Okay. How old will Rocco be in 20 years? Raise your hand, raise your hand, guys. We're blurred out too much. We have obnoxious. Quinlivan, how old's Rocco going to be in 20 years?
R plus 20.
R plus 20.
The sum of R and 7.
Okay. That's in, equals, 7 years.
You don't
7
have to
years.
abbreviate years.
I don't know why I wrote that, guys. It's supposed to be 7 years from now. And then,
Do we have to write that?
this is what you guys got to write. In 20 years. And you'll find out ways to shorten it up, Nico. But yes, you guys got to write down, based on the problem, well, what kind of time frame or time issue are we dealing with? How old was Rocco 5 years ago? Raise your hand. How old's Rocco 5 years ago? All the boys have their hands up. The girls never raise their stinking hands. Except for Quinlivan.
And Alex.
Sarah B, how old will Rocco be years ago? R minus 5.
Equals years.
5 years ago. You have to say something intelligent. How old was Rocco last year?
R minus 1.
R minus 1. Okay.
Could we just write like what it says in the question? In 7 years.
Well, you gotta define it some way. You gotta add or subtract
I
to the
know.
variable. But you'll see when we do an example. Nico, let's see what we can do. All right, here we go. Define 2 variables. Write a system of equations, and then either use elimination or substitution to solve that bad boy. Okay. Rocco is 4 times as old as his daughter. Okay, did you guys know Rocco had a daughter?
No.
He does.
How old is Rosemary?
We don't know.
How old is?
His daughter.
Well, what's the daughter's name?
Let's find out. I can't tell you that. I tell you
Rocco's
that at
95, his daughter's
Alright, do it.
It's classified.
Do it.
All right. What variable, guys, are we going to use for Rocco? R. Rocco's age now.
Define it again.
We're gonna do it again. But now, who's the other person in this problem that we're trying to find?
Daughter.
What variable should we use for the daughter?
D.
Use D. Use something else if you want. I'm gonna use D.
What if her name's Peggy?
Then we use a P.
Alright, I'm using P.
Daughter's age
Ashley.
now, and I have no idea how to spell.
Peggy doesn't sound like Rocco.
Whatever daggers are.
Margaret. How do you short for Margaret?
Put a U in there. Daughter's age now. Now, the first equation doesn't talk about any kind of change in their age, but read the second equation, second sentence. 4 years ago, he was 6 times as old as his daughter was then. Okay? That's tricky. So let's define how old Rocco was 4 years ago and how old his daughter was 4 years ago, because that's the situation we got. So Dara, what are you going to write?
Okay, so we write R minus 4.
And what does that stand for? What does that represent?
4 years ago.
Who? Let's keep it simple, guys. We don't have to write a ton. Rocco, 4 years ago. And then what about his daughter 4 years ago?
Equals 6 times.
Well, no. How old was his daughter 4 years ago? D minus 4. You have to write that down. You have to define that. So D minus 4 equals the daughter 4 years ago. Okay? McNulty, quit singing.
Do I sound like Eddie Vedder?
You sound good, yes, but don't do it.
Like Pearl Jam?
Yes. Big fan of Pearl Jam, but not now. All right. So, how old's Rocco right now? Daughter, right now.
D.
How old was Rocco 4 years ago?
R minus 4.
Daughter 4 years ago.
D minus 4.
These are the things we're going to use to write our equations. And it's easier when you have them written down and you can see them. All right? Everybody try to write the first equation. You guys can all do that. Read it carefully, write it. Rocco is 4 times as old as his daughter.
Rocco equals 40.
R equals 40.
Guys, you guys are blurting out too much.
He did it first, so I
I
just
know.
did it.
That doesn't make it right.
Well, I mean, everyone already knows.
All right, Rocco is. When it's worded that way, guys, is that right now or is that 4 years ago? Right now. Rocco is 4 years, even though it doesn't say now, you just, because it doesn't say 4 years ago, you assume it's now. So R equals 4D. Rocco is 4 times as old as his daughter. Now, the second equation is tricky to write. Everybody read that second sentence slowly and try to write, and I'll tell you, you're going to use the R minus 4 stuff, and the D minus 4 stuff. You're talking about 4 years ago.
Oh, I got it, all right.
Try to write it.
Kevin.
Nico, take a risk.
Come on, Gales.
R minus 4 equals 6. D minus 4.
Times quantity of
Make sure you say times the quantity.
minus
Because you got to use parentheses. You got to use parentheses. Because we want 6 times as old as she was then, but her whole age back then. So 4 years ago he was. What does everybody agree that the word was is a form of the word is?
Yeah.
There's your equal sign. So 4 years ago he, that's Rocco, was R minus 4. He was 6 times as old as his daughter was. So I'm going to do 6 times the quantity of D minus 4. That's the second
His
equation.
daughter's name is Marie.
Okay.
So you can actually put that in standard form and then use supplement.
Yeah, I'm going to use substitution. Standard form and substitution. Go. R minus 4 equals 6D minus 24.
And 4
R minus 6D equals negative 20. But we know that R equals 4D, so I'm going to put that in there. 4D minus 6D equals
Not
negative
equals.
20.
Equals 60.
I put the 60 over on the left, but you don't have to. Do it your way. You should get the same thing. Negative 2D equals negative 20. Did anybody else get D to be 10? Did we do that right?
Yes.
Guys, I don't see any confidence out there.
R
D is 2, or D is 10. Somebody's like, how could Rocco be 10 years old when his daughter was born and have a daughter?
Oh, I got this already.
Okay. Well, what does D stand for?
daughter.
The daughter, not Rocco. Okay. So his daughter is 10 years old. Here's my question:
40.
Is the daughter 10 now, or was the daughter 10 4 years
10
ago?
now.
Why?
Because they say it's now. We're not talking about it past.
D equals 10.
Because D equals, and D stands for the daughter now. So the daughter now is 10 years old, and then let's use
40.
this equation.
R equals 4D.
R equals 4 times his daughter, which we know to be 10 now. So Rocco is 40,
40.
Does he?
which is pretty true. Rocco is almost 40
Does
years
he have
old.
a wife then?
He does.
What's her name?
I can't tell you that.
Why?
Classified.
Are they
No, it's
divorced?
not.
All right.
Does he
So
get to
40
see his daughter?
He does.
But he works so many jobs.
I know.
What a man.
Hey, hey, let's see if this works.
What a guy.
Is Rocco? Hey, there's our answer. We think Rocco's 40, and we think his daughter's 10. Is he four times older?
Yeah.
Okay. How old were each of them 4 years ago?
36 and 6.
4 years ago, they were 36 and 6. So 4 years ago, was he 6 times as old as her?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
We're
That's how it checks.
uncovering more about Rocco's
Right.
life.
Guys, here's the part you're not going to be happy about. But everybody get it through your thick skulls right now. You have to write all this junk down. That's the only way you're going to write the equations. The time change is important.
What have we done?
All right, let's do this next one. There's a little typo on there. The sum of their ages, guys, everybody cross 173 out and make it 163.
Why
It's
is
supposed to be
it all-
163. The sum of their ages is 163.
Why is all Italian names?
Italian people are cool.
All right, the sum of my roommate in college, guys, his name is Vinny. Seriously, that's not.
My cousin
That's my-
I don't know.
Vinny.
Gianna was Miss Perillo loves, but since I always did Rocco, she always like. But what about? It's got to be a girl, Italian guy, Italian person. We'll call her Gianna.
Well, Gianna and Rocco
What
are
about
married.
Steelan?
Ooh, that could be.
And their
Yeah,
daughter's
Miss
name
Taylor's not
is...
Italian. Hey, Ainsley. That's right.
Her daughter's name is Ainsley.
Hey,
One person has a question about on this.
Go ahead,
like our all real.
That one's all real. That one is all real. Number, is it number 3?
Yeah.
Number 3 nice all reals? Yes. That one doesn't work out. Sorry.
Thank
Or it
you.
works out the all reals. All right. So, Gianna came from Miss Perillo, wanted an Italian person in there. I made up Rocco years ago when I started teaching, and true story, my roommate in college, his name was Vinny.
My cousin Vinny.
Vinny.
Oh, I
Love
was
that
talking about your,
movie.
what's your uncle's name that teaches at Prospect?
Rick.
Is it DeVito?
Yeah.
I asked my daughter if there's a PE teacher named Mr. DeVito, and she goes, I think so. So,
Guys, I lied to you a lot, but my actual college roommate
yeah, my roommate, college roommate's name was Vinny. He was crazy.
My cousin.
I had a very good college experience because of Vinny.
What
But
did you
anyways.
do? Give us one story.
Rocco's cousin.
Ooh,
He bit off the guy's ear and
No,
yelled,
that was
"Who's
the guy that
ear?"
got off his ear.
Yeah.
But he is from Indiana, like me.
He solved
Oh.
a. Was he in a court
No, he
case
grew up
with
Park Ridge, went to Maine
two
South.
of his?
He went to
He went
college.
to college in Indiana. I grew up in Indiana. I'm actually a Hoosier.
So that's why you like the Pacers.
That's why I like the Hoosiers. I like the Bulls more than the Pacers.
Nice.
Yeah.
And
Pacers
they-
better.
Did he like
Vinny
win a
was the
court
man. though.
case
Vinny
with
is
two of
still
his
the man.
cousins?
Vinny's,
Still hang out with
isn't
him?
there a movie called Vinny's?
My
My
cousin
cousin Vinny?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so good.
Still hang out with Vinny?
Yeah, I
Joe
do.
Pesci.
He lives up by
Yeah.
Milwaukee.
My dad.
No, your dad is not home. Vinny never married and never had any kids. Just works as an accountant up in Milwaukee.
He's
That's
so
Good for
So
Vinny.
totally like different life than what I had. You know, I'm married. I got 3 kids.
good for
And
Vinny.
we got this recorded.
We all get this.
Flying solo.
We're on tape. Learning a little bit about Mr.
Did they
Pancini and his
get a
crazy.
part about Mr. A1.Ch?
Oh, all right. Here's the one crazy Vinny story. Not crazy, but just a Vinny story. I can't tell you the crazy story because you're not old enough yet. Anyways,
Oh,
we
Vinny,
worked.
what a
We
guy.
worked at a sandwich place.
Subway?
College.
The one
no,
where
no,
Jared
it's called
lost the
Dagwood's. There was a guy at Dagwood's that we both worked there, and the guys that owned it and managed it, they loved us. They loved hanging out with us, like not at work, and then after, outside of work, we used to. One guy owned they lived there. They were like older people. We were college kids. They were older. They were like married and had kids, but they loved hanging out with me and Vinny, just because we were fun. And we'd do things with them. He had a boat, so we'd go fishing. He'd take us fishing. So I worked there the whole 5 years I was at Indiana when Vinny was there. So after we left, they changed the name of the Italian sub. They had a sandwich called the Italian Sub. And guess what they changed the name to?
Pancini.
The Vinny Pancini. True story. So
Okay.
there's it's still. What's that?
Can I get the Vinny Pancini?
Probably nasty.
There.
Did you go back and get the same?
Yeah, every time I go back, I go in there, and I always go in there, and of course nobody still works there that worked there when I was there. We were all college kids working there, and sometimes Johnny's in there, the owner's in there, sometimes he's not in there. When he's not in there, and I'm like, I'll take a Vinny Pancini, and I'm like, I'm Pancini, and they're like, yeah, right, and I just end up making me another sandwich. So if you ever go to Indiana, guys, have a
Probably
Vinny
bad
Pancini, and it was named after my roommate.
You know Jared from Subway
Yes, I do know that. I met him.
went to
man.
Indiana.
He did?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
He lost all that weight in his big giant pants while he was there.
I did not know that. In Indiana?
Yeah.
I did not know that. It's a little fact. I met him one time. He is huge. Like, not like big heavy guy anymore, but he's like 6'5". He's a big man. So
Wait, is that the guy that lost like all the way?
Yeah.
he was a big heavy guy, and he supposedly. All right.
Saw him in,
So there's our Vinny story, and
I
back
saw him
to.
at Subway.
All right, let's do this. Hey, what variable would we use for Vinny?
Cardboard cutout.
V. And then that's Vinny now. And guys, since we're doing H problems, if you don't want to throw the word age in there, just go Vinny now. That's fine. G equals Gianna.
No.
Gianna now.
Can I
Now,
say Gianna?
does it talk about any time change? Read it. Do we got to go like V
Yes.
plus 5? Vinny is 2 years less than twice old as Gianna is. Find their ages.
No.
No, it, guys, it doesn't talk about a
2
time
years
change.
less.
We don't have to, but it doesn't say it like a time ago or in the future. There's nothing in the past or in the future. So, let's write the equations. Read the first sentence. The first equation is very easy to write.
3.
Shh.
Sorry.
I would say, do you realize what you're thinking is coming out your mouth?
No.
I don't think you do know. Sophia, what's the first equation?
3
plus 7G equals 163.
Perfect.
Oh yeah, 163.
163. I typed it up wrong. It was supposed to be 163.
What do they say? Not believe you when you say I'm a pansy.
No, they don't believe me.
Do you
Why
show
don't
me
you
your
say
driver's
like
license?
I usually give my debit card or something. Like, look, they're like, we really don't care.
Oh, wow.
And then my sister went there. I have a sister that's 16 years younger than me. I was a sophomore in high school when she was born, and then she went to Indiana, and I was like, oh, Amy, you gotta go to Dagwood to get the, and you could work there, and you get a Vinny paint. She's like, I don't care. I'm like, it's her last name. She didn't care.
Alright,
Alright.
we're at the second equation.
All right, let's try right there. Vinny is 2 years less than twice as old as Gianna is. Henry, what's that equation?
Oh, Henry, that's not
V
fair.
equals 2G minus 2.
2G minus 2. Very good.
You're a thief.
Okay.
Hey, Mr. Betsy, do you think they'll give me a free sandwich if I drive all the way there?
No.
Oh, alright.
Do you guys know the Alvizus?
Yeah.
Anybody know Alex Alvizu? Or
Yeah.
the older one? Ellie Alvizu, who we had in class. She ended up going to Indiana, and Mom would always go down. And every time she came down, because she knew Tags and I both went there, every time she came back, she'd always bring us a bag of 2 Vinny Pancinis. You know, they were like a day old, but they were still good.
You're nasty.
Seriously.
She's
All right.
learned.
So let's do 8. Let's do substitution here. Let's do substitution. Take 2G minus 2, substitute it in for V, distribute and solve for G. 3 times 2G minus 2. Oh, do age problems have to work out evenly?
No. You could be 6 in like a month.
Right, you could be 6.5 years old or 6, but for our purposes, all age problems are going to work out evenly. If you get a decimal or fraction, boo-hoo, you did it wrong. I'm listening, Aaron.
6G minus 6 plus 7G equals 163.
Okay,
9.
13G
169.
equals. Well, when you add 6, you do get 169, and then is 169 divisible by 13?
Yeah.
Probably.
Probably.
Yes.
Okay,
15
calculators.
times.
How many times?
What?
Too many.
13.
G, it is. If you divide 169 by 13,
I thought I
You're
was,
right.
I was
It
going to
is
say
Square
13.
root of
It's a
13
perfect square.
it is a perfect square. Very good. So we know Gianna to be 13. Vinny
What? She's 13.
Vinny is 2 13s minus a 2, which is 24.
That's
So,
pretty messed up.
Gianna's about your age, guys, and Vinny's a little bit older. He's 24.
Wait, so aren't
Go ahead.
Rocco and Gianna married? So isn't that like?
Oh yeah, that's
Ew,
Is there a
John.
law against that?
yeah. There's definitely a law against that. So that's not the Gianna that Rocco was married to.
I could know.
All right,
He's cheating?
He's
Here we go.
married to Gianna.
Focus. focus.
You know,
Emphasis on the A.
10 years ago.
All right, 10 years ago, Johnny was twice as old as Billy. The sum of their present ages is 56.
Ooh.
Find their ages now.
Oh, second equation's
What
really
about
easy.
those two names, Nathan?
Let's go. J equals Johnny now. And let's use B for Billy now.
Why B?
B for Billy now. What kind of time change did they mention in the problem?
2 years.
10
10
years.
years.
10 years ago. How old was Johnny 10 years ago? J minus 10. There's always one kid, like last period, they said, what if Johnny's only 7 now?
-3.
He can't, he's got to be older than 10. Okay, so don't get into this weird stuff about negative ages. Just assume they're both older than 10 because 10 years ago they were some age. So, Johnny, or no, here's what I showed last
Johnny,
time.
10 years
Could they be 10?
Here's what you can do is B minus, since we're done, and then use a little brace and say 10 years ago. I'll let you guys get away with that. So J minus 10 and B minus 10, and just say, that's basically their ages 10 years ago. Okay? So, see if you could write the first equation, because that deals with the minus 10s. Read the first sentence carefully. Try to write the first equation. Raise your hand when you got it.
Ooh, I got it.
Oh, I think I got it. Kevin! No.
No one's saying.
I won't say it. I want everybody to think about it.
Oh, wait.
I can go up to the board and do it.
I said they had something on the end.
Okay, McNulty, it's your time to shine.
J minus 10
Hold on. J minus 10.
is
Johnny 10 years ago.
was, so that's equals 2 times the quantity of B minus 10.
Yes!
Nice. 10 years ago, guys, Johnny was twice
second
as old as Billy.
I
So that means we got to double Billy's age 10 years ago, and then they're equal.
Well, I got
Okay.
second one.
Second equation is very easy.
J plus
Olson,
B equals C.
J plus
JB.
J.
Bartel.
Don't be weird, dude.
BJ.
Justin Bieber.
Yeah, you say yourself.
All right. Hey, J plus B, their current ages. Present ages is 56. All right, put that first one in standard form,
Upton brothers, wow.
and let's do this. Solve it.
So funny, Aaron.
I honestly don't see the humor in that.
Shut up.
What?
J minus 2B equals negative 10. That's standard form. J minus 2B equals negative 10. I'm going to multiply that one by negative 1 and throw it underneath the other one. I'm going to multiply that one by negative 1 because that'll make negative J's plus 2B equals 10.
66.
Oh, Billy.
3B equals 66. Guys, Billy is 22.
Way to go, Bill.
Okay? J plus 22 equals 56. We know that some of their ages is 56. So Johnny happens to be 24?
34.
Is it 34 or 24?
34.
Thank you. 34. Okay. J is 34. B is 22. See if it works out. Is the sum of their present age is 56?
Yeah,
Yes.
it is.
Okay. How old were they 10 years ago?
20,
24 and
24 and 12.
Okay. Was Johnny twice as old as Billy then?
Yes.
Is 24 twice 12?
Yes.
Yeah, checks out. Okay. All right, last problem, guys. You're doing great. Bill is 13 years less than 3 times as old as Ted. We got Bill and Ted. Anybody ever seen Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure?
No.
Yeah.
Classic movie
Yeah,
from the 80s.
Theodore.
So that's where this problem came from.
You
Bill
ever
and
seen
Ted.
Cheech and Chong?
I will not answer that
I,
question.
Have you ever seen Plan 9?
What?
Have you ever seen Plan 9?
I don't even know what you're saying.
Planet 9.
Planet 9? No, I've never seen Planet 9.
What are you
one's
even
seen
talking
Planet
about,
9,
Aaron?
No
Hey,
one's
hey, hey,
seen
be
that
nice.
movie.
Nice.
Aaron, we still love you, but that was really stupid.
McDonald's. Not a problem. All right,
Still.
Bill is 13 years less than 3 times as old as Ted. 6 years ago. Hey, 6 years ago, Bill was 14 years more than twice as old as Ted was then. So we're talking about the whole 6 years ago thing. Define all your variables, guys.
B equals Bill. Wow.
Bill now.
T equals 10.
Like Bill Maher. I don't like that guy's name.
Capitalize that. So our time change here is 6 years ago. So we got to subtract 6 from both those variables. So B minus 6
And then a bracket thing.
and T minus 6 is, like, you could say ages 6 years ago. Something. But you have to define all that stuff. Please, it makes the problem easier. You see everything. Okay? B is Bill, T is Ted. 6 years ago, they were B minus 6 and T minus 6, respectively. Okay? Write the first equation. You can do this, people.
Can I do the first problem?
Cubon, write the first one.
B equals 3t minus 13.
Perfect. Probably going to use substitution here. Bill is 13 less than 3 times Ted's age. But now, for this next equation in the next sentence, we got to use the whole B minus 6 and T minus 6. Everybody try to write that one. You can do it. Read it carefully. Write it.
It's actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I can do this one.
I got it.
I got it. No, Aaron, I got it.
Oh, that's right.
That's okay.
Hold on, Briggs. Give everybody a minute, and Briggs is going to do it. But give us a minute, Aaron.
What was Planet
You got the
9
first
for,
one.
Aaron?
Planet
Wait,
Mr.
wait.
Benson.
Oh.
Guys, you're being critical. Don't. You're being critical of me. Don't.
No, I was wondering. He said it was really bad.
If it,
Hey, so it's only fair we beat him with pizza. Like,
They have too much chocolate. So you had to bring up
B minus 6
Planet
equals
9 before.
14 more
Planet
than
9.
20 told us that.
Aaron says it's really bad.
No. 6 years ago, Bill was. So B minus 6, right. All right. Aaron, what's the second equation?
B minus 6 equals 2 times quantity of T plus 14 minus 6.
I don't think so.
So this thing
I
goes
think
like this.
You're
T,
close.
Wait, T minus 6.
T minus 6,
Okay.
and then 14 years more than that.
Plus 14.
Plus 14 out after the parentheses. All right, guys, look at that. How many people got that second equation?
I do.
Okay, that's
Oh,
tough.
I did that.
B minus 6 equals 2 times the quantity. Now, distribute, and let's use substitution because we know what B equals. So B minus 6 equals 2t minus 12 plus 14. I'm going to move the 2 t's over. B minus 2t, and then I'm going to add a 6. So that's 2, so it equals, does it equal 8? Did anybody put that second one in standard form yet?
Well, you're gonna add the 6, and then that's gonna
Wait,
make
no,
a
because you
negative
have to
6.
put negative.
And then a negative 6
Wait, that's
plus
plus
a
2.
14 is an 8.
Plus
You'd be
2.
correct.
Yeah, but then I added 6 to both sides.
No, it's 10.
After you add the
Because
6,
negative 12 and
I
14.
added
Oh,
it,
it's
I think.
2.
it
And
will
then
be
it's
8.
plus 16.
I
It's
got
8.
It will be 8, yeah.
That is 21.
Look guys, I added 6 to both sides, and then negative 12 plus 14 is 2, plus 6 makes 8, and then I moved the 2 t's over by subtracting them. Now I'm going to use substitution.
Oh, I used to. Oh, okay, that's fine.
3t minus 13 minus 2t equals 8. How convenient, the t's combine to make 1t, which is good. And then I'm going to add a 13 to both sides.
T equals 21.
How much is it?
21.
21.
So Ted's 21
Oh,
with
I got a random phone number. Should I answer it, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaker.
Speaker.
Hello?
Oh.
Hello? Can you call back at a later time?
Oh,
What?
we're recording.
So add 13. How many people got 10 to be 21?
You call
Yes.
back.
10's 21. How do we find out what Bill is?
Well, we
Bill's 50, so
You can plug in T for.
plug in Ted. Let's plug in Ted.
21. Who can do 3 21s in their head?
I can.
Oh,
It's 63.
Minus 13?
My 13.
50. So we know Bill is 50, Ted's 21. Make ssure it works out. Bill is 13 years less than 3 times as old as Ted. That works out. 6 years ago, 44 and 15. He was 14 years more than twice as old. 30 plus 14 makes 44. All right, you guys have 9 problems for homework.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's so much.
SSOP.
Same thing.